This is the Hannspree Transflective monitor. This monitor is another eye-friendly display that I want to show you guys. You can run in either RLCD or normal backlit LCD mode. And, this panel in general will be slightly more darker than just a pure RLCD without a backlight, just because normally transflective monitors, in the reflector panel behind the panel, normally there's like little holes or whatever to let the backlight pass through. But honestly, with enough light, you can see this monitor just looks really good. Now, it does have a matte finish on the screen, which, I'm kind of used to seeing glossy RLCDs, and, I really do appreciate the matte finish because it really tames down the glare. And, I have this like right in front of a window. Like, you could probably see the glare more in the camera than in person. In person, it just kind of looks more softer. Now, this panel is really fast. I believe it can run up to 75 hertz. It's 1920 by 1080p, which, for an eye-friendly monitor, I'm not really looking for 4K or like super vibrant colors. I just want to prioritize eye health. Now, there is a little sensor in the front, as you can see on the bottom of the chin of the monitor, more towards the middle, on the, middle right, I guess you could say. And, I did turn it on, and it seems to be kind of like a light sensor. So if you turn the setting on in the menu, it'll actually adjust the backlight. So, if you're using this during the day and, the sunlight's going down, it'll just automatically start cranking up the backlight. And, it's really smooth. It works just fantastic. And there are contrast adjustments. You can just play with it, adjust up and down. And I'll just show you guys the, I'll let this time out really quick. But I want to show you guys the brightness. Okay, so now this is with the backlight turning on. And I'll just crank it up all the way to the max so you guys could, see the difference. And then I'll just crank it all the way back down. And you could just see it just quickly turns right off. And honestly, this looks really good. I mean, obviously you need a good amount of light. So either next to a window, kind of sideways, or maybe you have like a lamp or like a spotlight lamp. All those sort of things would be really good. Now, this monitor can be connected, over HDMI DisplayPort, and I believe also over USB Type-C as well. The only thing is that it does need to be plugged into the wall, just like any other monitor. I know there's some e-ink monitors that can run off USB power, but this monitor does need to be plugged in, which, it's a monitor. I don't really expect it to be portable. The one other thing that I really like about it is that it comes with a nice stand. So you could, adjust it up and down. You could change the angle. You could rotate it kind of like in portrait mode if you prefer. And I know there's other RLCD monitors that don't currently have a stand, which, I don't really think that's the greatest thing for like good neck posture. But overall this monitor is just really nice. And I'll just switch the tab. I'll just show you guys what text looks like on it. So this is just a random Wikipedia page. And you can see the scrolling and all. It just looks, it's really smooth. It's not like choppy like an e-ink panel. But, text and all looks, really good on it. I'm sure I could probably adjust some settings a little bit. I do have some font settings turned off on my operating system that kind of smoothen font. So yours might look smoother than mine because I normally use e-ink, but now that, there's these type of monitors, I'll probably start, using these monitors. But, the colors don't look bad at all. They're not like super vibrant like an OLED monitor, which, I don't really care about that because, I want to prioritize eye health over pretty colors. If you do want to adjust the colors and all, you can go in the menu and change all that. You can also change, I think there's like a blue light filter setting that makes it more warmer. And I think you could also crank up the response time, if you want to game with it. But that pretty much wraps it up for the monitor. This is one solid monitor. And, I think it's something that you guys would really like to see. And I know probably some of you guys probably want to see the text closer up. So I'll just try to adjust this really quick. close up. I think that's the closest I could get with my camera. But that's pretty much, you know, how the text looks. Like I said, you could turn on font smoothing and all that. But, you know, if there's anything else you guys are curious about, just let me know in the comments. And, you know, I'll just keep reviewing these monitors.